Yo, what's up? This is Dark Horse. I'm doing well. Welcome. We're going to be diving into the patch notes for Black Ops 6, which have just been announced, obviously, today. Where there is a lot going on, obviously, in terms of the patches. And we'll get into it. Obviously, you guys are aware of the RECON. Yes, it has been hit, and it will be hit a second time when Season 1 drops. Right, let's get into this. So, in terms of global stability, improved stability when interacting with the message of the day. Improved stability when sending voice communications. To be honest, I don't think a lot of people really use voice chat anymore because of how strict it is and being banned on silly things. Progression, completion display will now properly appear when completing prestige challenges in both multiplayer and zombies. One thing I hope they do bring, as a camo grinder myself, I would like them to introduce, well, what they had in Modern Warfare 3 was the tracking capabilities of the challenge you were working towards. So at some point, I hope they re-add that to this. So that way, if I'm working towards the 100 headshots, it's on the right side of my screen and it's visible to how many headshots I've actually accumulated. Anyway, operators addressed an issue where Bailey wasn't holding an intended pistol in the operation selection menu. Minor details, I don't think we really care about that. We have the Nuketown. Nuketown is now available in private matches. Okay, obviously, as we build an audience, potentially we will be hosting private matches for people to join, and obviously we can see what goes on with that potentially in the future. We'll see. We have modes. We have addressed an issue where players were spawned in when joining a session in progress instead of spectating before selecting a loadout. Yes, we saw ourselves in a kill cam before selecting a loadout too. This was so frustrating. When I was currently loading up the game, like, let's say I was obviously making a cup of tea and I'm quickly going to run back. I came back and had 8 deaths. Like, and I hadn't even picked a loadout yet. And it was one of the most frustrating things. So, obviously, now they've addressed that. So, as you can see, addressed an issue where players were spawning when joining a session in progress instead of spectating before selecting a loadout. Which is good. But, yeah. Okay, so spawns. General spawn. To be honest, I assume that's what it means. Considering that joining a session in progress instead of spectating before selecting a loadout. Yeah. I would like to think that's regarding joining a lobby without joining a session type thing. So if you load up into a match, you don't instantly spawn in while deciding, especially when you've got to edit your loadout. Anyways, let's carry on. Spawns. General spawn logic tuning across several maps for improved spawning. Personally, in my opinion, this should have been done in the beta. We were all aware of Babylon. Babylon was the most spawn campy bloody map ever. And yet, for some reason, they didn't adjust any of the spawning system from the beta to the official game. But, yeah. So, spawn tuning will be an ongoing process of taking in data, reviewing gameplay, and making measure adjustments in the live environment. Our number one goal is to always provide the safest spawn that we can across all maps and game modes. This game has been one of the worst spawns on every map, period. Like, this is one of the reasons why I don't play TDM or Kill Confirm, solely for the fact I run to one side of the map, and by the time I get over there, there's no enemies because they're spawning where I've just ran from. You know what I mean? But yet the guy camping behind a box will have 20 people spawn in front of him. Alright. Loadouts. Addressed an issue where players would automatically equip their previously used loadout when joining matches already in progress. This did occur to me. I had adjusted my loadout so the LMG had a red dot sight, but every time I was trying to click the LMG class, it was spawning in without the red dot sight. So hopefully that situation has been addressed from what it's stating here. Addressed an issue where players would die at an initial spawn. Okay, so it has been brought. Yeah, addressed an issue where players would die at initial spawn when selecting their loadout. That addresses it. So, I haven't actually had a chance to use the SMG, so I'm hoping they might be beneficial. The assault rifles with the camo grind are done on my part, but we'll see. It's been an awesome seeing players discover and share their favourite weapon builds during the first week of launch. Every day we monitor both player feedback and game data to keep tabs on how the weapon meta is evolving and prepare for a comprehensive tuning pass in Season 1. We have seen the discussions about the relative balance of assault rifles and submachine guns, and we are making some early general changes to adjust their effective ranges. For ARs, we are pulling in minimum damage ranges and lessening the impact of headshots at close range. SMGs are receiving damage range increases to improve their mid-range effectiveness. Look, they've already started to announce the guns that are going to be banned for ranked and obviously competitive, which I think is crazy considering adjustments are still being made. But I don't know, it is what it is. So the XM4, based upon the damage, it has been reduced by 1, leading down to 21, but the range has been increased from 7 meters up to 16.5 meters. Wow. Medium damage range 21 down to 20, and then the range is, oh, okay, medium damage ranges have been reduced by 5 meters. Then minimum damage range is 17 damage, 45 meters down to 40 meters range. Okay. Sorry, I had a pizza cooking, I had to go check on it. AK-74, we have maximum damage range is 28 down to 27. The range from 5.7 meters up to 38.1 meters. Okay. Medium damage range 27, none. Okay, so this weapon will now only have a maximum and minimum damage range. Okay. So the minimum damage range is 22, which has just been bumped from 21, but reducing the range to 38.1 meters. And then the headshot multiplier reduced from 1.3 to 1.15. Alright. It's not reduced it by much, though, to be honest. You know what I mean? Well, I'm assuming, yeah. We have the AMS. Damage has been reduced. Range has been increased. Okay. Medium damage range. Okay, so they're basically scrapping. They're going to have minimum and maximum range for the assault rifles. They're scrapping the medium range. Okay. So in the minimum damage range is 17, but the range has been dropped by 5.1 meters. Damn. Obviously, until we get into the game, we don't know how much this is going to affect. Obviously, I'm done with the assault rifles until it comes to the later camos. But yeah, I'm hoping they make an adjustment to the launchers. I doubt they will. But yeah. Okay, we've got the GPR 91. So the maximum damage. Oh, okay. So they haven't got rid of the medium damage range for all assault rifles then. Okay. Maximum damage range 23 reduced to 21. Up to 19.1 meters. Burst fire gun. This. Oh, actually, no. I don't think it was that. It was the Goblin. The Goblin's a nightmare. We've got medium damage range 21 down to 20, increasing the range, reducing the range, sorry, from 10.2 48.3 to 19.1 45.7. And then the damage remains the same on the minimum, but they've dropped it in terms of range. Modal L, drop damage, removed the medium range. So we've gone from 29 to 27, but increased the range 44.5, and then damage up by 1, but reduced the range. Okay. The Goblin. The only problem I had with the Goblin, the bullet registry for it was absolutely atrocious. So we have the Goblin Mark II damage adjustments. Maximum damage from 39 to 37, increasing the range. We have minimum damage range 30, pretty much kept the same, removing the medium damage range. Okay, the AS Val has been reduced. It's basically reduced all the damage on them and increased the range. Practically, that's pretty much it. You got medium range damage down to 17. So I don't feel like the Val's going to be used much, personally. Range is still pretty much okay. Minimum damage range, damage for 15, reduced. Wow. The range has been dropped by loads on minimum. Wow. And then we've got the SMGs. Obviously, I haven't got round to using these, but what it looks like, the range has been increased. Range. They haven't increased no damage on any of them. It's just basically the distance on damage that has been practically covered. Increasing range. Range has been increased. It's good that they've kind of buffed all of them in terms of range and not just selected ones, so hopefully we might see a change. I think people have been abusing the PP. It kind of reminds me of the Bison. It's very powerful, especially I've seen it a lot in hardcore. I heard the Jackal's really good as well. And then we have the Compact 92. Increase on range. Alright. Okay. Now we're going to get down into the perk system. The perk system is the main thing we want to be like focusing our attention on, as well as depends obviously on the guns you use. But last week we fixed an issue with shotgun slugs, but we're still working on an additional issue causing this attachment to perform better in hipfire than intended. Slugs are meant to offer an alternative playstyle for shotguns that trades close quarters effectiveness for improved range and precision. We are removing the ability for slugs to one-hit kill to the body for now. Oh, and we will be revisiting the overall tuning of this attachment in the upcoming update. Slug attachment max damage reduced from 106 to 92. That's not a big drop, but it is. Because I was using the shotguns recently, which we just done the camo grind on, and I was suffering a lot for hit markers, especially running the ASG. But, okay, I'm so glad the shotguns are done, knowing that they've been dropped. Perks. This is where the recon was a problem, especially in Search and Destroy. I've seen gameplays where people would run a fast class, get to a certain point, switch into the recon class, recon would ping, and then they would just go pop, 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 and kill them all. It's crazy. But the reduced duration that enemies are highlighted after respawning to 1.5 seconds from 2 seconds. An additional reduction will be coming before Season 1, which is good. Personally, I don't like using it. Obviously, that's my own issue, but also I think it's crazy overpowered as well. There is nothing more frustrating when you're doing a camo grind and you just need to reload your LMG and you got Barry, you know what I mean, shooting you through the fucking wall. Because all the walls are paper thin in this game, and it's annoying. Especially back in the days when you used to have FMJ to be able to shoot through walls. Okay. Resolved an issue that allowed players to activate Recon Combat Specialty by changing loadouts. That was the Search and Destroy situation. And I think that would have ruined Search and Destroy for me, but I'm glad they've hit it. Increased dispatcher perk score cost for UAV from 500 to 550. Increased dispatcher perk score cost for the counter UAV from 550 to 600. As we head into Season 1, we are continuing to observe data and feedback for perks and combat specialties in multiplayer. Currently, Enforcer is the most popular combat specialty, with Recon in second place. It's not just about the data, though. As your feedback is a critical part of how we approach tuning of the live game. With that said, we are making some spot adjustments today as we continue. Okay, they kind of doubled up on the thing there. To take a holistic look at our perks and combat specialties moving forward. The equipment, reduced flashbang tactical screen effect duration by 20%. That's great because I have it inverted, so that way when the flashbang pops off, it's a black screen. And honestly, I felt like I'd turn my monitor off because it went on for that long. Okay, score streaks. Increased health of UAV and counter UAV rockets to destroy remain unchanged. Good, because when you use the lock-on rocket, UAVs would die to 1, counter UAV would die to 2. But when you use the actual other launcher, which isn't a locking on, UAVs are hard to hit with that. Counter UAVs is pretty easy. You just put it on the edge of the aiming of the rocket. And yeah, counter UAV die to 1. UAV, I haven't even hit one if I'm being honest. Increased initial explosion radius of the napalm strike. Haven't used it. I'm literally recon, UAV, counter UAV. That's all I use. Reduced the initial entry delay of this LDBR. Increased the flying speed of the strategic bomber. Reduced score cost for interceptors from 1250 to 1150. Okay. Okay, in terms of movement, adjusted stance, change cooldowns to reduce effectiveness of repeated prone to stand movement. Yeah. I don't know how people move so fast. You know, obviously I've just got back into COD. I have been waiting for the Prestige system to return to Call of Duty for so long, and it's here. So subscribe, enjoy. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of Call of Duty content. Obviously, we've got the camo grind for zombies, Warzone, and multiplayer. So that'll be fun. Adjusted player XP and weapon XP earn rates for most modes to ensure that players are being rewarded for their match performance as expected whenever they play. These changes include increased weapon XP earn rates for most modes, increased player XP earn rates for the following modes: Team Deathmatch, Control, Search and Destroy, Gunfight. Slight decrease to player XP and weapon XP earned in face-off modes. So in terms of challenges, addressed an issue where players were able to complete the nuke challenge while dying. Appropriate perks will now display when viewing the featured player during best play. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. We can at least see what they're... I think it would be cool if... I don't think they show loadout, do they? But then maybe this could be... You know, they've done a lot. All I can say, the game's been out for about a week, if I am correct. Or maybe 2 weeks. No. When did it come out? Friday. Yeah, so it's been out for just over 1 week. Close. It's 2 weeks this Friday. If I'm... Yeah. I assume. Okay, known issues, Gunsmith. We're investigating an issue where any equipped optic attachment is removed when entering the Gunsmith in the main menus. Players will not notice this issue if entering Gunsmith during a match. Players can equip optic attachments, but will need to re-equip them anytime they enter Gunsmith in the main menu to adjust attachments or customizations. In case where an optic is locked and equipped via a blueprint, players will need to reapply the blueprint to obtain the optic. Okay. And then finally, we have Gobblegum names will now properly update when switching between tier tabs. Look, I'm going to be focusing on, obviously, I'm going to be looking through their patch notes and talking about these every time they come up. So obviously consider subscribing, greatly appreciated. I look forward to jumping to more and producing more content for you all. Thank you for supporting the channel. You guys are amazing, and I hope this helped, saves you reading the whole process. Take care of yourselves. Peace.